Welcome back to BLOCKTV. I'm Yonah Hochhauser, and today we are joined by Lou Kerner of CryptoOracle. Lou, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, Yonah, great to be here.
Now, Lou, in this day and age, or in this time period right now where we sit, where everyone's working remotely, everyone's working from home, do DAOs finally have the advantage? I mean, they're used to working kind of as a decentralized and disconnected group for us.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, Yonah. Yeah, and I think it's really all of crypto is really used to working in a decentralized, distributed fashion. You know, a lot of digital nomads in crypto, and so a lot of people are it's just work as normal. And I think that's going to be just another advantage for crypto to take more and more market share from more traditional companies. Obviously, we're still incredibly early. Nobody has any idea how this is going to turn out. But you know, I am feeling much more productive than a lot of my friends who are in other industries that are used to going into offices every day.
Mm-hmm. Now, one of the staples of, working remotely is the conference call. And you recently had a conference call on the state of DAOs. Tell me, how did it go?
It was terrific. We had 4 great thought leaders, including Matan Feld from DAOstack, James Waugh from Metacartel, and lessons learned was, since the Mullet DAO launched early 2019, we've really seen a renaissance of DAOs. After the DAO imploded, the original DAO in 2016, DAOs went through really kind of a fallow 3-year period. And what we're seeing now really with Mullet DAO is slimmed down DAOs, kind of minimum viable product DAOs. And just Mullet DAO itself has had more than 100 forks. And a number of those are scaling. And so, some of those were talked about via Metacartel. I thought the most encouraging thing came from Matan from DAOstack when he was talking about, putting the moment into context. And he really believes that 2020, given everything that's going on, that we will start to see some DAOs really start to scale by year-end 2020.
Mm-hmm. Now, conference calls is so 1980s, 1990s. The new way to remotely communicate is with VR meetings. And you guys just had your first Crypto Mondays VR meeting. How did that go?
The meeting went great. I did a blog post about it on Medium if anybody wants to go and actually see the video from the VR meetup. We had 20 plus people. You don't actually even need a VR headset if you have a normal PC. Pretty easy to log on. The experience is obviously much better if you have you can do it with an Oculus Go, which is just $200. And as opposed to meeting on Zoom, where it's really kind of one-to-many or many-to-many, what's great about the VR environment is you can watch somebody speak. And there are lots of other folks who are having VR meetups as well. Udi Wertheimer, has a Bitcoin meetup and a VR meetup almost every day that people can participate in. And one of the cool things is, again, you don't just have to sit there and watch somebody speak, but if there's somebody you meet or somebody that you want to talk to, you can kind of go to the side, a different area of the meetup area, and have a normal conversation like you would at a normal meetup. So, we're humans, we're used to socializing. And the whole VR meetup thing is a much better, much more engaging way of doing that than a normal kind of Zoom conference call.
Mm-hmm. And definitely works better also for those scared introverts who are so common to the crypto sphere. Now, in VR, you're able to actually choose an avatar. Who is your avatar? Who do you physically appear like in the VR world?
We use AltSpace VR, which actually has really limited emojis. So I actually, the worst part of the VR meetup, we actually had about 6 or 7 trolls come and disrupt the meetup. So we'll get better at controlling for that next time. One of the trolls came up to me and said, "Hey, how's it going, Baldy?" So I guess I kind of look like myself with the emoji.
Uh-huh. Now you recently, you recently claimed that you turned bullish on Ethereum. Why is that so?
Yeah, that's right. I wrote a long blog post following crypto ETH Denver, which was I'd gone to other Ethereum events, including a great Ethereum summit in Tel Aviv last year, but I hadn't gone to a developer-focused event yet. And ETH Denver was really amazing. And what really blew me away was both the scale of the community and the enthusiasm of the community. And I'm really all about community. I think community is the biggest difference between crypto and everything that came before community. And my experience in Denver really, it just viscerally, it really felt like Ethereum had kind of tipped. And if it's all about community, I think it's going to be a struggle for any other chain, even if it's technologically superior, to compete with what Ethereum has from a community standpoint. And so from that perspective, I think Ethereum is just going to continue to build and build its community and strengthen its advantage.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, now with all this social quarantine, social isolation, is now the time for crypto poker?
Exactly. There's Zach Resnick, who lives in San Francisco and has a regular live crypto poker game, has a growing now online poker community. And so, I've been spending the day an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, most days playing poker with a bunch of other folks in crypto. So that's been a great way to pass the time as well.
All right, awesome. All right, well, it's good to hear that you're finding ways to stay entertained and productive in these trying times. Lou Kerner, stay safe. Thank you so much for joining us. And for all our viewers at home, if you want more on blockchain, cryptocurrency, and technology news, make sure to check us out at BLOCKTV.com.
Watch us on Amazon Fire TV and Roku.